Every Saturday is Cat Day on Echoplex Media, and not only are we posting fucking cats, we invite all content creators to join our open panel. Visit echoplexmedia.com/panel to learn how to join. Every third Saturday is Operation Catterday, where we cover this week and last year and play the best clips from the cast of conspiracy characters that Now Space has learned to loathe. The show starts at 8 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/echoplexmedia. Find our full schedule at echoplexmedia.com.
At some point, we are going to have to do a whole show about how good this show sounds.
Could everyone casually shut the fuck up?
Not appropriate.
California.
The future look like nowhere. Understand it is what it is to get beat. Trying to push, trying to keep on my feet. Cause I can. No you can, yes I can. No you can, yes you can. No you can't. Yes, 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 yes I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, music lovers of all sorts, welcome to Local Love. It is Tuesday night. It is past 9 o'clock, and you are here with us on echoplexmedia.com. Unless you're really cool, then you're on our Twitch stream. And if you're just listening to the podcast, that's cool too. But, you know, start keeping your Tuesday nights open and tune in live. You can interact with the show. You could try to call us, but we probably won't answer. You can definitely get into the chat room. That's one of the benefits of Twitch. If you're a super OG, you could get down with Discord. Or just, you know what? No matter what you do, just tell your friends about the show, especially your friends that make music. That's how we got our guests here tonight. Tonight we've got we've got two of the members of Drawing Heaven. How you guys doing? It's good to see you. I appreciate you guys making the trip in. Oops. Shit. All right, I'm going to play a song because I'm already having a brain issue. But this is Paper Tiger. It's by our special guest. And by the time that we come back, I will have the mics working. right, that was Paper Tiger by our in-studio guest, Drawing Heaven, and now their microphones work. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Here we
What's
are.
happening?
What's up, man?
All
Thanks
right.
for having us.
Thank you for coming. Thank you especially for sending in music. That's how this whole show works, really. It's how we don't get sued. It's how we can play everybody's music on a podcast. So, we appreciate getting the music directly from the artist. It's huge and it's greatly appreciated. Plus, you guys clearly put a lot of work into your music because it sounds fucking great. So,
Thanks, man.
yeah. But let's go ahead and start. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Casey. I'm the singer for Drawing Heaven.
My name's Dan DeLay, and I play guitar.
Rockin'. So, to my understanding, you guys started out as an instrumental band up until Casey joined the group, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a little trip down memory lane. Give me the history lesson on Drawing Heaven.
All right. So the drummer and I, well, there's an odd circle of very incestuous band member friendships and such.
Yeah, buckle in, folks.
Yes. Let's see here. The drummer and I started talking, wanted to put together something that was specifically instrumental, and did that. Had a couple other, had a bass player and a guitar player, and did some songs, did some things, and then Casey started hanging out. I don't know, like a year before he joined, would just like come over to jams, hang out, drink beers, and started getting on the mic,
Nice.
as they say, and it just felt good, felt right. Our drummer Demos has been in multiple band situations with Casey. We've all known each other for a ridiculous amount of time, and so it just gelled. It started like just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean,
with Casey, and then we just went for
the
it.
first couple of times that I went and jammed with him, it really was just for jamming's sake. I wasn't doing like a full-time band at the time, and wasn't really looking to do it right at that time. And they were doing their instrumental thing for quite a while. So he downplayed it a little bit when they were saying that, but they were doing their instrumental thing for quite a while. It was cool. I used to go to Drawing Heaven shows and like watch them. I know them, so it's I was going to see buddies and do that sort of stuff too. But I genuinely liked the band as the instrumental band too.
That's great.
And it did work out good because it wasn't like I wasn't necessarily haunting them to try to get it, and they weren't necessarily looking for it.
You weren't being thirsty. And they were necessarily
maybe a little bit, but I was trying to be subtle about it.
Okay.
No, but it worked out. It worked out good because, like I said, we did just kind of say, you want to just jam? No pressure. I'm not trying to look for a band. You're not looking for a singer. We did it. It was cool. We did that a few times, and it was more just, it just felt
right.
So in a situation like that, and you're just kind of joining in with an instrumental band, are you just kind of freestyling lyrics at that point, or are you just more like singing tones, or how does something like that work out?
The melody does definitely usually come first.
Okay.
And then there will be like a sparse lyrical content. Usually like a line or two will kind of jump out at me.
Okay.
And then the sound comes together, and then I kind of like whittle it away to get to the lyrics. And then I never commit to it until we're like in the studio.
I see.
So it could be if we didn't record it for 2 years, I have at least 2 years to keep messing with this song because nobody knows.
Well, and then with just the writing of the lyrics and stuff like that, is that more of a group effort? Is that something that you do?
No.
They don't even listen.
No way.
They don't even know. They don't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, good job, bud. No, that's pretty much me, on that one. But the thing that's kind of cool, and the reason why it was really easy for me to slip into it, is that I get inspired by the music.
Okay.
I may have something on my mind that I know I want to put into a song.
Okay.
But I don't ever come in like, hey guys, I got this cool song I'm working on. It's called this. It's never ever that. It's they start doing their thing, and their thing inspires me.
I see.
Then a lot of the times it's really cool because it's usually really quick on as far as like if they're doing something that they're feeling good about, it makes it real easy for me to just jump into it. Some faster than others, obviously, but.
Well, and then in that case, so you guys, Dan had plenty of material like before he came along. Was there any songs that maybe got like resurrected, so to speak, like once you had a singer?
No, they were already all there,
Uh-huh.
and it was all right. This is what we've got. Meld into it.
Okay.
The songs didn't really change for like the first batch of songs.
All right.
And then they changed dramatically when vocals got put over them, but like the structures were already there.
That's
just
cool.
The vocals and the melodies, the words, the melodies, that kind of thing. All
There wasn't.
got
It
dropped
wasn't
on
to
top.
say like resurrected because they were doing all of the songs,
Mhm.
and then really honestly, when I first joined up with them, I was kind of like acutely aware of the fact that they were an instrumental band for
Yeah.
such an amount of time, and they were known for that. And they played a bunch of shows with instrumental bands. Like the first bunch of shows that I played with them, I'm the only guy doing vocals for the whole entire
still
night
get
of the
people
whole
like,
thing.
Oh, you got a singer now? Like, yeah, bro.
So,
He's been in a little bit now.
I was definitely like aware that there was going to be a certain group of people that listen to it that kind of go like, oh, it's weird. They got a singer now. Like, you know what I mean? So,
I mean, no matter what change a band makes,
Sure.
like, the fans are always going to feel some type of way about it, whether it's positive or negative. Like, so there's always going to be somebody that's going to have some type of feeling
Totally.
about change, no matter what.
I agree. And then, so, exactly. On that, I didn't want to get in the way too much.
Yeah.
Because the songs were built and they were built without the intention of vocals. And I was able to put vocals to it, but I didn't want to just mishmash a bunch of stuff over a part of the song that like I would go like, oh, that's a part I like. I don't want to not hear that. You know what I mean? So I try to kind of give them room to do it. But then as we started writing songs and being together in the same room and stuff, they kind of shifted. Like Privilege was really like the first song that branches away from their older stuff.
Awesome. Actually, I think that's one of the first songs that you guys ever sent us.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's our hit, bro.
Yeah, that was that was actually one of the first songs that you had sent to us a while back. I think that might have been like pre-pandemic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. No, dude, that was in
Before the
that
time.
was way in the before
I
time.
know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play that for our listeners.
Right on.
And while you are listening to that song, listener, make sure that you go onto your social medias and you give them a follow.
Oh, look, Liz is there. Hi, Liz.
Oh, that's my wife.
Where can they find you on socials?
Drawing Heaven Music on Instagram and Facebook. drawingheavenmusic.com. You can actually watch the music video for Privilege, the song coming up on YouTube. Drawing
Or
Heaven.
you can see it on their website.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All right. So listen to the song while you get a new band to follow. This is Privilege by our in-studio guest, Drawing Heaven. Stay tuned.
Scorched is the surface you walk upon. this is why we can't relate. This is how they separate. As it seems to me, life is a life you just can't escape. Lies upon lies in these broken states. Cast all the shadows now giving us shade. Tomorrow's defined by yesterday. Open the wounds of our own disgrace. Lost in the eyes of a child's face. Child's face. As it screams to me. Life in this rusted cage. Fortunes I can't engage. This is why we can't relate. This is how they separate. Separate. Can't relate. Can't relate.
That was Privilege by our in-studio guest tonight, Drawing Heaven. We got Dan, we got Casey. Those are like two of the, is it 4 or 5 members?
There's 4.
All right. We've got half the band right here in your ear.
Hello.
So that music video is actually pretty good. With the music video, like how did that come together?
So like that's one of the examples that I was kind of referring to before, where I knew that there was stuff in my mind that I wanted to get out into a song form.
Yeah.
But then went and jammed with these guys, and this was like one where they went, "Hey, we've been working on a new one since the last time that I had jammed with them." And as soon as they started getting into it, I mean, it was like almost instantaneous. Like, oh, that's it. Got this part and went with it. So that was one of those kind of situations where I was pretty frustrated with a lot of the goings on, you know, just whatever, the country and all the things that we've been dealing with. And this is all pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So, you know, way back.
In the before time.
In the long ago.
Time.
Yeah, so that was one where I kind of knew that I had some stuff that, you know, I wanted to get out. A lot of the lyrical stuff is kind of, that's my version of therapy. So I get out my demons through that sort of thing. And it was just kind of a weird thing where the song started kind of manifesting, and it wasn't even necessarily intentional right out the gate, but as the words started forming, it was kind of clear that it was kind of framing what the video was going to end up being.
For sure.
The funny thing actually is the original concept for that video before it kind of fully came together, we were planning it for a different song. And we finished doing Privilege. We had done another song first and we were ready to put that song out. But then we had gotten in the studio and finished Privilege. And when we were done with it, we were all kind of like, that's probably the one, right? Like we should probably lead with that one, because that we all went like, ooh. So we shifted gears and changed a bunch of the things about the video and kind of focused it in to fit the lyrics for that one more.
For sure.
But I think it worked out.
That's awesome. And Dan, you told me while the song was playing that around the time that you guys got a singer, there had actually, before you guys got a singer, there had actually been a bit of a shift in the band. So you want to go ahead and tell us about that a little?
So originally we were instrumental, and then there was a split in the band, and the other guys went and formed an instrumental band. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't really want to, I was still with the drummer, and Casey was coming on board, and didn't really want to stay in the same vein that they were already in. And so picking up a vocalist, kind of, we've become a bit more rock and roll, because a singer will lend that to you.
I get you.
So
there was also, though, not sorry to interrupt on Dan, but there was a little bit of time. So they were a 4-piece instrumental for a good chunk of time. Then there was the split when they went divergent paths. They gained another bass player. And then they were a 3-piece instrumental for a significantly shorter amount of time.
I see.
But I think that's probably how I got called back in that other time, is that when they were that 3-piece, 2 of those guys are people that I've been in bands with for like 20 years.
That's
so
awesome.
It was one of those, they were probably like, just
hey, just come on over. You know,
you're always around, just come over.
It's crazy how incestuous Bay Area bands are.
It is. It's hilarious.
I have this, there's a joke that I made on like a long time ago episode about how we should make Bancestry. Like, you know, there's that ancestry site, but it'd be like
But it's just
everybody
you
just see like
circle.
this crazy tree of all the different musicians that are kind of like playing in multiple bands all at the same time and have all these different projects. I can imagine it, but I have no way at how to bring that into fruition. So
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, you definitely, it's not to say that it's a small pool, but I mean, we definitely seem to get around inside it.
So you guys are both like San Jose natives, correct? What other bands were you maybe a part of before this project came about?
go for it, buddy.
So I was in a band named Called to Ruin, and that was with Demos, who is our current drummer.
Cool.
And Trance, who was the second bass player, the guy that I was just referring to. Then also with those same fellas and a bunch of other guys was in a group called All City Elite. And that was kind of like a experimental hip hop fusion, like sort of like Gorillaz-esque
Cool.
thing. A lot of guest stars and different things on that album.
Nice.
And then random stuff until I fell in with DH.
That's great. Well, if you had to choose another song for us to play up next, Dan, I'll let you go ahead and take next pick. What would be the next song that you want to show to our audience tonight?
Oh, I'm going to say Deluxe, because we don't play it a whole lot often
I
now.
haven't even heard this song in a
Yeah,
long
it's been
time.
a while.
Right on. Well, then you guys are in for Deluxe Experience. This is Deluxe by Drawing Heaven. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sweet.
That was Deluxe by our in-studio guest, Drawing Heaven. And, dude, that one was hard.
Thank you.
That was hard. So you mentioned that you actually had an additional member for this song? Or
right.
you had,
So, yeah, that one, we had our friend Dom who came in, Dominic, came and did the keys on that song.
That's cool.
So he was in a band called Aces with
Also,
Casey
yep.
and
Again,
Demos.
back to the incestuous
and then
relationship.
Trance. We played a gig. I don't even remember where it was, but Dominic rode with us and rolled back to our rehearsal studio. And there used to be, it might still be there, but in the front lobby room, there's a big old style organ. Like a 60s pedals and everything kind of organ.
Nice.
And I think we were just playing this while loading it. I don't know. Something happened and he sat down, turned the thing on and just like, blam, just went after it. And it was like, oh, dude, that's brilliant. Like, that's really cool, man.
We're actually working on that.
So we came back and threw up some mics and on that organ and just was like, all right,
so you guys
record
used
this
that
part.
specific organ?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Sure.
cool.
It was fun. It was cool. We don't normally do the there's a new track coming probably by the end of the year that's got some keyboards on the back half of it, kind of like this, but normally we don't employ any keyboard.
I see.
Although maybe we
Yeah,
should.
I mean, as somebody who plays keyboards sometimes myself, they're all assholes. So I'm just kidding. I'm not that big of an asshole. So we heard about some of Casey's band history. What about you, man?
Yeah, talk about the good ones now.
San Jose bands. I was in a band called Mercury Sound with a couple of guys, Mark and Pete from Zed.
Okay.
And that's where I met Casey and Demos. They were doing Call to Ruin. We were like in the same studios and stuff, hanging out. We played shows together for sure.
Sweet.
So all the way back to then, which was like early 2000s, we knew each other from there. What else have I been in? There's a band called Clank that originally started on the East Coast, and then they eventually, after a long period of time, moved out here. And two of those guys are still doing their thing.
Still doing it. Go check out Clank for sure.
Go check out Clank.
Just like I got locked up. I'm in the Clink, like CLANK or
KLANK.
all right. See,
It's
glad I
industrial.
asked.
If you like Nine Inch Nails, Old White Zombie, that kind of thing, it's right up that alley.
That was like my bread and butter as a kid.
So that Mercury Sound. I was in a band called Dress the Dead from its basic inception with Craig LaCicero, and I was in that band for 3-4 years, something like that. Gentleman named Peter Dalding first started singing for us, and then later a lady named Kayla Dixon. They're very active all over the Bay right now. They just got back from Dynamo Fest, so check out Dress the Dead. Mikey from Insolence now is the guitar player. He took over my spot, so a lot of love there. But I just needed to be home. I have 5 kids and a wife and work and all that kind of stuff, so you got the labor of love, but those guys are out there doing it and making a run for it, and I wasn't going to be helpful with that.
Well, then, so you had mentioned in the before times you guys were playing some shows. What were some of your favorite venues to play, like before all the crap happened?
Well, I would say as far as with Drawing Heaven, one thing that was really cool, the Cornerstone in Berkeley.
Oh man.
Oh, nice.
I'd never been. I was not aware of the place at all, and totally clueless when I went there. And we walk into the place, and it's got like a restaurant kind of set up, and there's like a little kind of drum riser in the thing, and I'm like, okay, like that's where Demos is gonna set up, and we're gonna be here. They're probably gonna clear these tables or something like that. And then Demos is like, no, dude, walk right through the doors right over here, and walked in, and it was like the most legit stage. It was like super cool. So that one to me was like extremely cool and pleasant.
And they've had like a lot of like big names come through that stage,
cool.
dude.
I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, I think that was maybe my 3rd show with Drawing
We caught
Heaven.
that shit on accident.
Yeah, it was cool. And that was one of those shows where it was all instrumental. And then I only even had 3 songs that I had written to yet. So I'm just like, hey guys, I'm just pop up here for a minute.
That's cool.
That one was really cool.
Always the Caravan.
Caravan's
always
like,
a good time.
Caravan's like home. That's one of those spots where like we're always gonna have a good time when we play that show. It's just like just feels natural, you know.
Yeah.
It's like slipping on like your old pair of shoes. You get up in there and just handle it. The Ritz, we just played the Ritz, and that for like a home place. That place is like very fun to play. Very cool.
Plus, I feel like that's, as far as San Jose venues go, like that's the most venue-ish venue.
No, for
that
real.
San Jose
I mean,
has.
for sure, for like for a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of places that have really cool setups, but they're not really functioning for live band. Not real raw, like kind of local band. If you're in there, like doing your flamenco guitar or jazz or something, then they'll definitely hold you there. But that's, not what we do.
No, I've gotten to play there one time with Dirtbag Dan, and it was kind of cool because they're mostly a rock venue, and a lot of the people that were working there, like, were just kind of giving us a little bit of shit, being like, usually we don't have hip hop playing here. Usually, like, I got it from like 3 different people. Usually we don't have DJs set up here. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, this crowd's here to see.
We're gonna
see Dan.
We'll
so
do it.
sorry. Like, but so that show though that you guys did at the Ritz was earlier this month, right?
Yeah,
Like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
something like that. It's all a blur. It's hard to like count time anymore.
Time is an illusion.
That's in the after time. We can't keep track of real time anymore.
We gave up.
The
on
before
all
time
that.
we knew. The after time not so
but
much.
yeah, just a few weeks ago, played with a Linkin Park tribute band called In the End. Pretty cool. They definitely did their thing. We were like really stoked to be able to play with our homeboys in El Guapo. Go check out El Guapo. Also,
Always El Guapo.
please. But those are like our road dogs. So when we found out that
Yo, do you
they
guys
were
know El
playing
Guapo?
too-
I've seen them, but they have not sent in their music. So if you want to pass the word along,
Hey, get on it, doggone
Guys.
it.
yeah,
Come on
what
now.
the fuck? Go to echoplexmedia.com/radio.
Yeah,
Everything
don't worry,
that you will
they'll,
need
Yeah,
to
Pimpy the
find
Dolphin.
is
You know,
there.
Pimpy the Dolphin.
Pimpy
down with
knows.
you for sure.
Pimpy knows. So yeah, no, that was cool. And that was like, we were going to have a good time no matter what. But once we found out that our boys were there, then we were like, let's do it.
To that note, like as far as like other bands that you guys maybe prefer to play with, or if you're like setting up a show, or if you're planning a show or anything like that, is there any bands that you like to work with specifically, or are you just kind of
Yo, we'll
down
play with
for-
anybody.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, we'll play a show, and we're pretty easy to get along with.
Yeah.
I mean, generally speaking, we try to like have a good time. We're putting our best foot forward right now.
Only
You know what I mean?
about that much of me.
No, but it's like we're there to have a good time. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool.
So we're trying to. I don't know. I don't feel like we have like a big kind of rock star mentality about the stuff. We want to go and just do what we do.
Just want to do what you love.
So then, generally speaking, we kind of form positive relationships with most people who want to have engagement. You know what I mean?
That's perfect.
But of course, we got people that we like. But that's we're ready to go. We're ready to go with anyone for the most part.
That's great. Now, as far you mentioned like some of the venues you have played, is there any like bucket list venues or any just dream venues
Main
that you would
stage
want?
catalyst.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. I'm with it. Yeah, man.
Great American Music Hall. I played there once with Dressed to Dead. I'd love to play there with this band. But that's a big room, man. That's
It is.
that's a big room.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of that thing. It's like he named a bunch of the same ones that I would. And I think generally speaking that it's like we're Bay Area music heads. So it's kind of that thing of any time that we can play a place where we have paid money to get into that place and watch bands that we like, we get those opportunities. You know what I mean? It seemed like we played Bottom of the Hill, and it was like, to
Love
me,
that place.
walking in through like, oh, I'm walking in this door.
Hell yeah.
And like I get to
Hell yeah.
I'm standing in this part
Oh, yeah.
where, I'm like, I've been here so many times where I stood in line going down this block waiting to get in this door. And
But like being on the other end of it all is,
so I mean, it's that same kind of thing where like we've been afforded a number of those kind of opportunities where, that's of course any of those big ones. I want to play a Shoreline. I want to play Warfield. I'll play them all, dude. That would be all super
Hell
cool
yeah.
to me. But it is that thing of just basically any of those spots where I bought my ticket and I paid, stood in line to get in.
yeah.
Getting to play those spots is like really exciting.
Well, how about, have you guys ever, when it comes to shows, do you guys usually get all the bookings done yourself, or do people reach out to you and like, hey, we want you on this lineup, or
Before time or after time?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're really kind of just back to it.
I see.
We had a good run,
Mhm.
and we were kind of starting to make some momentum right before the pandemic.
I see.
And we luckily, we definitely kind of kept our distance sort of at first while keeping in close contact with each other, but
Yeah.
kind of going like, we really want to get back to practice, but I know, we can't right now, and we
Mhm.
got to kind of chill. And we started trying to like, okay, we'll do it this once, and we'll do it out in the lobby, and we'll be 12 feet away from everybody. So we were lucky in the sense that we got to keep it going,
Cool.
but the reality of like doing shows was dead. So we just tried to write and get together when we could and
Yeah.
do that sort of thing. And so when we were like flying free without a care in the world, Dan had a tendency to be taking the lead on booking stuff.
That's cool.
And through a bunch of those bands that he had been in and being in the scene for as many years, it was like there was easier contact. He was kind of making that stuff happen. In this era of stuff, like it's been a lot of actually people trying to get us to play shows, and we can't for one reason or another, or we're like, we're in the studio, we're trying to get this album done, or it's this or that. So it's a little weird, different now, but now it's like one where we did it because we wanted to come back, and another one where we got asked to do it. And so just kind of doing it.
That's cool. Well, how about in like the before times? Was there ever maybe, I love asking bands this, but was there ever maybe an event that you can remember where you got put on the lineup, but once you got there, you're like, what? Why did they ask us? Like, have you ever been on a bill that's just almost completely like they just threw darts at a board? I'm like, this band, that band, this band, and it just all was.
Yeah, it happens. I think we have a part of, there's at least a part of a song that'll work in more of a metal show.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely stuff where we're much more chill. That works in, more chill band aspects. So we do kind of cover a broad range.
I
don't
can
think
hear
we
that
fit
in like
with
a lot
like
of your library. Really,
I do think that we've commented a lot of times on that. We have a tendency to be the odd duck on the lineup.
Yeah.
Which has a tendency to work to our benefit a lot of times. But it, a lot of times we're getting on shows that we're not drawing the people to this show. We're playing outside of our sphere. We're just showing up, and it's the thing is we're the band that has a vocalist with a bunch of instrumentals, or there's like two other hardcore bands and us, and we're like, hey, so we're different, but
does it usually work out all right though?
It
Like if
seems
you're
like
in one of those sort of
it
situations,
seems like we hook them.
That's cool.
Like they're not there for us, but we get them anyway.
Yeah, it's like
I haven't had a bottle thrown at me ever, so
Hey,
I think
that-
we're
that's
okay.
a,
at this
that's a
point.
very good sign.
And only one person has only cut our set short, and that was Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that the guy from Agenda? No.
Keith's from like every band in San Jose. like I'm not even playing.
Wait, Keith like Brinkley?
Yeah,
Brinkley.
exactly.
The bass player?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Keith, Keith.
Yes.
Everybody knows Keith. If you opened up your tree, if you did your Bancestry tree, Keith would be in every single.
Keith's
root.
in every.
He would be on every branch.
Man, I used
He
to
would be
have
at the top and the bottom.
I used to work with that guy at Johnny V's way back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And then like my weed hook at the time, like the grower that I was working with, who was like out in Santa Cruz, told him I was working at Johnny V's, and he was like, "Oh, Keith? Me and him were in a band when we were teenagers.
Of course.
Every single musician you meet will say that.
Dude,
Yeah.
everybody knows that guy. Well,
His
hey,
reach
Casey,
is far and wide.
he does. He's got a broad reach. Casey, I'm going to let you pick the next song. What do you want the people to hear?
Why don't we listen to The Balance?
Balance it is. This is The Balance with Drawing Heaven. If you haven't followed them yet, do it during this song. You have enough time to do it. Just do it. was The Balance by Drawing Heaven, who is here with us right now, tonight, in the studio. If you're tuning in live on Twitch, we love you. You're a real one. Share the stream. And if you're listening to the podcast, find that little button somewhere. There's a button. You can look for it on your screen, and you can hit that button, and you can just text this podcast to anybody you want to. Anybody. Just do it. I fucking dare you. Yeah, I dare you. You don't want to.
Scared.
Yeah, don't back out on a dare. Don't suck. Now, Casey,
Yes.
I've known you now for years, like indirectly, just because you work at a local business in my neighborhood, and so I've been like talking to you for years.
So hot right
You're
now.
a very soft-spoken dude, but you've got some motherfucking pipes, bro. Like,
Yeah, dude, I don't just give it away.
yeah,
You know? It's,
dude, like,
yeah, I save it for when it counts.
yeah,
know?
I get that, man. That's great. I just gotta say, yeah, that was you got some great vocals there, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
So as far as upcoming shows, you guys got anything going on?
We don't have
No.
anything booked just at this time. We're open for business as far as hearing
Bat
what's up.
mitzvahs,
But we have
weddings.
a lot of stuff. Like our bass players
Sporting events.
getting married and having several things going on. So we don't have anything set booked, and also we're trying to finish our EP. So we've got a couple songs that are in varying states of doneness, and we're just trying to square those other two, which is kind of like the top priority. And once those are done, then we would probably be getting more on the hunt of like, now what are we doing? Where right now we're kind of like, we're fielding
I get you.
we're fielding requests as they come in and seeing if we can do it or not.
So as far as the recording process goes, do you guys do that all in-house, or do you have like
100%.
somebody that you work with? Or-
Yeah, no, it's DIY.
DIY for life, homie.
Yeah, it's Dan it yourself.
Nice.
We're doing
No.
it 100% in-house. We basically did all the songs that you're hearing tonight
Mhm.
is, for the most part, all us too.
Cool. I like on your Facebook, you guys have like some footage, like some behind the scenes footage almost, if you will.
So like, honestly, that's one of the little secret weapons that we have, is that Dan is like a fucking Rain Man, like
Mad
kind
scientist.
246.
Yeah, no, he's definitely
246.
he understands the back end stuff like
Mhm.
really well. And it so we did still do it DIY on this album, these ones that you're listening to right now.
Mhm.
And then we did have some help from our friend Pat, who did some help with the mix and stuff like that. This time, before the recording ever happened, Dan already knew he had like dreams of a standard of kind of mic setup that he wanted to do. I was making the joke for the whole time of pandemic, he was like tweaking stuff.
Mhm.
So I was like, it's like the Winchester mystery tone that he was just working forever to try to find this perfect place where this mic goes here and these things go here. But then, like, we're still maybe halfway through recording this thing right now. But it's like, it's coming out really good. It's coming out super good.
So would you say that like, because I hear from a lot of bands that like over the course of the pandemic, it kind of almost forced them to get their shit into gear and figure out how to maybe like step outside of their comfort zone, do a few things on their own. Like, were you already good at doing the home recording thing and all that, or was this kind of a newer thing that you decided, all right, I'm gonna figure out how to fucking do that?
I've had the bug for a long time. The stuff that you're hearing tonight, I recorded, and then my friend Pat mixed it.
Cool.
Pat's from Clank. He's like a guru of all things recording.
Nice.
And I've been in a band with him for a long time, so I've learned a lot specifically from him. And through this last album, it was like, okay, these are all the things I don't want to repeat. So
Mhm.
how do I fix that? And
Almost like learning from past mistakes to make the new shit.
Yeah, for sure. The best part about the pandemic was I got paid a lot of fucking money. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got paid a lot of fucking money. And instead of buying a car
Mhm.
or, saving it. 'Cause the fuck am I going to want to save it? I invested in a significant amount of gear. And I have a really bad microphone addiction.
Oh, you and Dave are gonna get along so fucking good, dude.
So I just invested
Dave's
a ton
kung
into
fu
like
is
how
the
do
best,
I
have to
make,
say.
how do I step up the
Mhm.
band's sound to be more like it comes across live,
Yeah.
or at least that volume and push. How do I get that to happen with the next thing that comes out? And I
Alright.
think we're pretty much there, but I've spent a lot of the pandemic, because we couldn't play out live, boring everybody to death with, all right, I'm going to move this mic another 6 inches and now play the song again. Oh, that was good. Now we're going to move this mic another 7 and, just driving them fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Which you know what was cool though is while it was like we're talking like years, so yeah, a little crazy. But the thing that was cool about it is that like first of all for me, I'm a total dummy when it comes to this sort of stuff, and I just like listen to what he says.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying it, so now more stuff like sinks in over time, because at first he was just like beep boop bop boop boop saying like just crazy stuff, but it's like
greets me, bro. What
I
the
think
fuck?
like all of us in the band are like kind of understanding like what he's doing a little bit more as we're seeing it happen. But the thing that was cool is that even though it was this constant kind of tweak and doing these things, we'd get a recording done and we'd go like, wow, that sounds great. And then he would take it home and then come back and be like, let's try it again.
I see.
And that might come across as frustrating, but then he would record it again and you'd hear it and you'd go like,
Okay,
well,
you're
that's-
right.
it's better.
Yeah.
it's clearly better.
Situation.
So it's one of those things of, it's like, if we were gigging that whole entire time, he definitely wouldn't have had time to goon out on all of that sort of stuff.
Totally.
And I mean, even the difference with this new recording we're doing versus the stuff that we're listening to tonight, just on my part of it, is I was not recording with Dan's equipment. Dan was present and he was, shepherding the stuff through while it was recording. But like on this recording that we're doing right now, I'm doing a microphone that he literally like built it and made it and stuff like that. So it's two specifications that are exactly what we wanted them to be. So it was good. It was like he gave all of us the best like palette, gave us all the best tools to work with, and then it was just up to us to get it right.
That's awesome, man. Well, one of my favorite questions to ask every artist that comes through the studio is, I already have an idea what he's going to tell me, but if I was to just have 10 grand, I was going to give you each 10 grand. You could spend it on whatever you want, but it had to be like music related, like gear related. What do you think you'd spend it on? I have a feeling he's going to tell me mics, but what about you, Dan? What would you?
I'm pretty fucking good on mics right now. 10 grand. At this point, I'm probably looking for a board of some sort. I like
Ooh, all right.
to I've got a pretty big board.
Mhm.
It's okay. But I'd like to get a nice 24 channel.
Nice. I love when people
console.
want studio shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my jam. Well, then how about you, man?
So are we talking about just for me? Because it would probably be Shure SM58 and then like $9,900
left over
for the fucking weed club or what? I don't know.
Hey, if you buy weed for the band, I'll let that slide.
No,
That's cool.
Yeah, it is that thing of, I think that we have like, if we had all the money to get the gear that we want, we could have all that fun. I would go like, let's get a legit studio that has like a recording spot in it, and $10,000 might not pay for all of that, but like that's where I would love to have like a super cool studio that was like live capable and recording capable.
Definitely. So you guys have like a jam space? You don't do it in like a garage or anything like that? Like you have Like a rented studio space?
Dude, I will
or?
tell you, the formation in first probably like 4 years of this band, we were in our drummer's parents' garage. He lived there too, but his parents were there.
That's
and
always
I'm
fun.
like 38, going to a fucking homie's house, playing in the east side. But no, we've had a room. It's at Playback Studios off 10th in Tully area.
Oh, okay. I've
right,
been there.
right by the fairgrounds.
Nice.
Right by Strike Brewing. Yeah, Strike Brewing.
Mhm.
And we've been there for a number of years now.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great spot, and he's doing little shows out of there, DIY. Not just like it's a punk rock vibe, but it's not punk rock bands
Yeah.
necessarily. They have
It's
them,
like
but-
sometimes it's like every kind of thing you could
Yeah.
imagine. It's total like pretty cool.
yeah, he's got a little thing going on. He's building a little community out there with that, but it's cool. And he's got jam rooms, so we've been there for a long time now.
So is that where you guys like to record as well as like practice?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we just got to get the timing right
I see.
because it is a practice studio. So definitely there's been a few times where we go with the intention of recording, but it's on the night when everybody's there to do like heavy metal thunder. So we're like, well,
Guess we're not
I guess we'll
tracking
just jam
vocals.
tonight and we'll come back.
Hey Dan, I just got to let you know, total side note, but like me and the chat have total beard envy right now. So yeah, the beard is like top notch, bro.
Thank you. My hair just went retreat.
Yeah, dude, and that's
Right-
I'm
right
feeling
down.
I'm feeling it, dude. Like my hair migrated a few years down south for the winter and just like stayed there. So
It seems like it grows so fast too. That's what's crazy is like when he cuts it off,
yeah.
it feels like it can get back to that length really quickly. It took me literally 40 years to be able to grow a beard like this. But
Yeah.
this guy, he's like, it's
July
pretty good.
1st, 2021, I was clean shaven.
No kidding.
Yes.
See, I didn't even start shaving till I was like 26. Like I was such a late bloomer. Like puberty like started and then just went on pause into my mid 20s. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play another song. I'm picking another song here.
I'm gonna
picking
smoke weed.
Carmella. Can you give this song an introduction?
Carmella, this is an instrumental track. This is original. It's not super long.
Mhm.
But yeah, this was one of the first tracks Demos and I put together, and it carried through because we never really tracked it all the way.
Okay.
And it carried through all the way to this. The flow of the songs that you are choosing from are on two different discs.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of a spacer kind of thing. So, but yeah, I do like this song. It's a
Cool.
fun one.
Well, this is Carmella with Drawing Heaven. Stay tuned and we're going to ask them more questions when we get back.
Thank
That was Carmela by Drawing Heaven. So Carmela, that's a lovely name. Was that song inspired by anybody specific or not?
So I don't actually know if there's a story. Dan will tell his fun story about it. But when I joined the band, all the song names were
Hispanic women names.
Latina?
That's
names?
cool.
Yeah, so they all had different names. So if you go and if you were on like our Bandcamp or anything like that, we'll have older tracks that are from the earlier days, and it'll be these same songs. It's just they're gonna be like Juanita or something, you know what I mean? But once I added lyrics to them, then the songs got retitled. The only one, there's actually two. I believe that Deluxe and Shoeless are the only ones that were still named what they were.
Okay.
Maybe not Deluxe, but I think so.
No, Deluxe had a different name too.
Okay, so Shoeless though? Shoeless
was Shoeless.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was trying to rewrite history.
There's no real rhyme or reason.
Mhm.
Josh, the original bass player, was just like, ah, because that's how he is.
That was a really
I know how
good
bass
impression.
players can be. I've been in a few
That
bands
was a
myself.
perfect impression of Josh, by the way.
So he just, let's name them Latina names. I was like, all right, bro, I'm in. And then that happened.
That's cool. Hey, it makes it a little bit easier though. It's just like, hey, let's just go down the.
Our drummer Demos. Oh, I want to say hi to Demos, our drummer, and Ben, our bass player, who could not join us tonight, but they're here with us in spirit. They sound like they died. Rest in peace, fellas.
I don't know how to do this. But.
Yeah, like the joke of it used to be that Dan was the only white guy in the band, and then now Demos is stuck in a band with a bunch of white guys. So we've flipped the script on him.
Right on. Well, you had mentioned Shoeless earlier. I'm going to go ahead and play that real quick. If you're liking this music, make sure that you follow Drawing Heaven on the socials and check out their Bandcamp where you can buy this shit yourself. Bliss by Drawing Heaven. If you're just tuning in, there are in-studio guests tonight. If you've been tuned in, I love you.
You know what's up.
Locally.
Thanks for checking us out, Drake.
Yeah.
2112.
Yeah, thanks for everybody.
Dude, if
Yeah.
you aren't listening live, the best way to do it, you could go to echoplexmedia.com or eplex.xyz if you just need the audio. Like maybe you're at work and you got your headphones. Go to eplex.xyz. That way you're not going to look like you're on your phone. You're just listening to shit. But if you go to the Twitch stream, that's the best way to interact with the show, just like Drake's doing. Giving Dan compliments about his beard and his music.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
It will. Especially on Echoplex Media. Dude, that was I like that song a lot. And it really does show the fact that you guys do have like a pretty wide range of the I guess the style of rock that you cover. It's not like you're any one specific style of rock music, but you cover a lot of ground in that rock arena.
It helps us in a lot of scenarios. It also makes it hard sometimes because, you know, somebody will go like, "What kind of music do you play?" We go like, yeah.
Most
rock.
music?
It's rock. I don't know. Just listen to it. It's like you'll probably like it. I hope. I don't know.
I don't know. But we're going to be really fucking loud when we
Yep.
show up to your venue. So
Yeah.
wherever you're at.
That was one of the things that he was mentioning before about the recording process is that like we try really hard to like really bring it at the live shows.
Yeah.
And it's like these guys play fucking loud, man. They put up like a wall of sound. And so like I'm in it too, but they're really like doing their thing. And it was kind of like anytime we had heard a recording of it, while it might be a magnificent recording of the session, it didn't really translate what you feel when you are at a show and you see it and you feel it. And I was saying, like, I used to be a fan and would go and see it, and it was this like powerful thing. And our drummer, like, he is all passion behind that thing, and he like beats his hands bloody all the time because he's just like going crazy on the drums. And that was what we wanted to try to capture with the new stuff, is like so you could feel it too.
I see. That's great. Well, damn.
Volume is important.
We like to be loud.
Yes.
Has there ever been like a show that you played that you maybe like weren't expecting the audience to be receptive and ended up, you know, getting past your expectations? Or?
For sure, this last Rich show.
Yeah, I mean, we were playing with a Linkin Park tribute band, right? So like to the full extent where they were like, you know, the two singers like kind of had the look. They had
Dude, they
like,
were dead on, man.
Yeah,
you close
no, I
your
mean,
fucking
like,
eyes, and that's
Some of
not-
those
that's
tribute
Linkin
bands
Park.
really take that shit
like,
seriously.
they sold it,
Very
dude, for
serious,
real. And it
they-
was like,
yeah, they sold it.
you know,
100%.
like, and
Impressive.
it was pretty cool. And so while I wouldn't go so far as to say that I was worried if they were going to like us or not, you know, it was kind of like, we are definitely not Linkin Park. We don't have like, you know, I might do a vocal style that is in a similar range of the guy from the thing, but I don't think we sound anything like that. So if you were kind of dead set on your sound being Linkin Park, then, you know, there was potential for it to not be to our.
How did that show come about? Like, was
They
that
asked
band
us,
the one
there
that
was
reached out to
people
you?
there.
They asked us.
We had no
if
business being on that show.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it was totally out of the blue. I'll just say thanks to the Ritz again for like just hitting us up, because we had just played the Caravan with a Wapo and had a cool show, and it was a lot of fun. That was our first show back in like 2 years, so we had a really good time being out there, and it was also like a wake up call to all of us. We're like, oh yeah, that's what it was like to play a show. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that shit was
It,
rough,
like,
man.
It
My back
recharges
was
your
fucked
battery,
up.
you know? Like, it really...
Yeah,
But
there was that side of it, but there was total split. My
So-
body was, what the fuck did you just do? And my soul was like, Yeah.
we were so ready to do it, but also like, so I had gotten COVID back in the other time.
Mhm.
And I got it pretty bad. And it's like, I'm still not totally back 100% from it. It took its toll on me inside.
Yeah.
So it was that thing of, we had a little bit of downtime where I just couldn't do anything at all. And then when I came back, I felt like I'm a singer. It's all in my lungs of all the stuff that I do. So that one, like, it was weird. But we had worked really hard in the weeks going up to the Caravan show. And then when we played, I was like, I'm dying. I am dying. This is my last night.
For real. This is not an exaggeration.
But no, so but that was cool. It like realized, it woke me up on that one. So but then when we played the Ritz, it was like we were ready. We were mentally and physically and emotionally ready to go, and it was a good night. It was a lot of fun. Everybody responded really well. Had a lot of like interaction. Everybody came up to the front without like very much resistance.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was pretty good.
Dude, that's really cool. Well, we're getting close to 10:30, and I do got to cut the show for the podcast, but we're going to keep going with the interview. So if I'm talking to you, listener, viewer, whatever, if you donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/Echoplex Media, I believe. Is it Echoplex Media or Echoplex? /Echoplex.
Yes, you
Patreon.com/Echoplex. You could donate $1 a month. You could donate $5 a month. You could donate $1,000 a month if you're one of those Bay Area tech assholes. Fucking do it. You don't need that money.
For less than a price
you
of a
can
cup
get
of coffee.
for less than a cup of coffee, you can get the rest of this interview because it's going to keep going. These guys have been fucking great, and I'm going to ask them more questions, but we're going to probably cut the podcast off after this next song. So if you're listening live, you're the real winner. And if you're a Patreon member, you can be a winner too. This has been Local Love, and we do this show every Tuesday night from 9 till about 10:30 and beyond. I'm going to go ahead. What song should I play?
Let's do About Face.
About
We gotta
Face?
end it on, so 98% of shows where you will see us live, you will see this song at the end. Doesn't always happen,
Usually,
but it mostly happens. And if you see us live,
so
we're playing this song.
Learn this song.
There's a clap part for you to do.
Yeah.
And we want you to
Ooh.
do the clap part.
We love that.
Yes.
Just learn all the songs.
Just learn them. Where's the
get
best
hold
place
of
for
all
everybody
of
to
them.
find you
Come out
other than
and see us.
socials? Like, where do you prefer? Like, would you prefer people go to your Spotify? Like, do you prefer?
We
people
definitely
go to the
have
Bandcamp?
our Spotify could use some love for sure. That's where people listen to it mostly, but we're still definitely trying to reach our audience on Spotify. So if you guys want to help us out with that, that would be great. Same thing with YouTube. We
Nice.
don't have tons of stuff, but we're getting there. We're putting some stuff up now. We have new songs that are on the horizon, so we're definitely going to be putting stuff up there. So like and subscribe, hit the bell, all
Hell
that
yeah.
stuff. But yeah, we definitely, we do a lot of our stuff off Instagram and Facebook. So we are most active on that. But yeah, man, just help us out. Let's do it.
Definitely. Well, this has been Local Love with Drawing Heaven. If you're listening live, then stay tuned because this is going to keep going. If you're listening to the podcast, thanks a lot, but try listening live sometime, or at least donating to the Patreon so you can get this full interview in your email.
Mm-hmm.
This is About Face. We'll be right back for some
Meat
of you.
Cakes knows what's up.
What's up, Meat Cakes? Yeah, this is About Face, and goodbye to the rest of you. See you next Tuesday. But not all of you.
If you like what we're doing at Echoplex and aren't into Twitch, please join our Patreon at patreon.com/Echoplex. For $5, you can get every show from beginning to end sent to you as an MP3, even the stuff we bleep out because it's too spicy for Twitch. Echoplex would not be where we are today if it wasn't for the community support we receive. Find out all the ways you can support the show at echoplexmedia.com/support.